Hi, Christina. Hi, Misha. Hi, Barbie. Ah, how is everyone? Chelsea. Look at these on time people. Look at that pretty smile, Christina. Hi, Nisi. Natasha. Boy, we're not getting tired. Natasha, Regina. Hi, Madison. Hi, Terry. Can you believe we're at day 19? Hi, Dr. Paulette. Hi, Priscilla. I think we're on our third fear, right? Here we come. Destiny, Katrina. I'm good, Misha. Latanya. The Gilberts. Tarina. Hi, Stacy. Angie. She's starting already. We've got Facebook Live, Periscope coming in. Hi, Bianca. Carol. Hi. Go ahead, Natasha. Good evening. How's our baby, Kelly? Hi, Nolan. Hi, Destiny from Manchester. Hi, Chevelle. Hello, Gilda. That's right. She's saying hello to all the other delegates. You're here on a Friday. That's right. Tasha. She's getting big. I got to come see her again. Hello, Elitza. Oh, Latanya, I miss you too. Rhonda West, hello. All right, Nia. John Booker. Hi, Jariah. Hi, Vanessa. They starting already. Periscope, they starting already with their best seat in the house. Hi, Benny Mae. Sylvie, you was waiting all day for Detox. I saw your post. Angelise. Hello, sweetheart. Eugenia. Rochelle. Hi, Jennifer. Ooh, somebody got the best seat and good food. Doing roll call right now. Working on way up. It's 3 minutes after. We're doing okay. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jackie. Best seat in the car. Mike Tate. Juliet. Go on. You can start saying good evening to each other. I know that's right. Losing control of control. All right. Welcome all the co-workers that are watching on with John Booker. Hello, Jeanette Robinson. Hi, Aaron Baker. Good evening and God bless you. Make sure you give your love to my wife, to your wife. I'm tired. Give her my love, but she's yours. Du Bois, good evening. Good evening, Reverend Craig. Montre 07. Viva, hello. That's right, Jackie. I've got a couple of conversations going on. We should have like a roller coaster seat. Is that a recliner seat? You OD tired? I'm with you. I was trying to rest my eyes before I got on tonight. It is well with my soul. Ania. Okay, good. You're going to invite your followers. Very good. Welcome, Manny. Pen and paper ready? All right. I hope to finish Fear tonight. I hope we're going to knock out our last 2 lessons. We're moving right up. Y'all go ahead. Mention it on Periscope and Twitter and everything else. Somebody got their laptop tonight. Is that you, Destiny? Let's see who else. Hey, Ross. Okay, that's good. My little niece Destiny is on. Well, I can't keep calling her a little niece, but my niece Destiny is on, and she and another girl, Dajanay, have been on, and they're young women in high school. And I know Shannon's daughter has been on, and for some of them it's late night and they have midterms and everything. So y'all do have a grace pass to watch the replays, because I know y'all have school, and school is very important as well. Regina. Hello, Corindus. Marsha. Hey, Demetria. How you doing, beautiful? Hi, Sheila. You're beautiful. Yeah, Anya actually asked if she could spend her birthday with me today. Isn't that amazing? A young woman like that want to be with an old woman. So we spent the little time that I could. Thank God for replay. That's right. Hi, Diane Gonzalez. D. Davis. God bless you as well. Man, are you getting kicked out already? Ice cream, laptop, some Advil, and she's ready to go. I don't know who's going to top that. Okay, there's Dajanay. There's our young high schoolers. Just got home from a game. Go ahead, girl. You stay committed to your stuff, too. Stay committed to your stuff. Don't let anybody throw anything in your way. Keep your soul clean and keep on doing what you need to do. See, Madison even knows midterms was beating her butt, but I'm happy the school week is over. Eugenia Green, hello. Oh, Chelsea, thank you. I receive all of it. I eat it all up. Nope, they're wishing Anya a birthday. We don't want any of that. No freezing, no freezing. Hi, Jay Earthly. We're coming in. Where are we at now? Not 8 minutes after. All right. Well, it's a good thing. I know it's Friday night. Hey, Troy. You calling to talk to Dad. You need to call and talk to Mom sometime. I'm not jealous. I'm just teasing. I love it. Hello, Olivia. 89 on the 100 Reasons to Live. Hey, hey, hey. Anxiety is an outward manifestation of something off or wrong inside your soul. Hey, Favre, I think I missed you, right? I haven't seen you on in a second. Or is it when I blink, some of these names come up? Because some of our other delegates will tell me, oh, you didn't see so-and-so's name? So-and-so was on. I'm like, no, I missed it. I'm trying to read both screens here. 32 out of 100. All right, Booker. Good. Oh, okay, Manny. Okay, Troy, you better. If you don't get a handle on your anger, then anger will get a handle on us. Yes, Paulette. Yes, Angie. Good, Troy. We'd love to see you. Hello, Harriet. Pastor Lydia. She's a trooper. You can't overcome what you can't identify. Latanya Peterson, now, how you jumping in like this and you just getting on board? You better go. Karen Jameson. Hi, Jay. That's right, Ross. Greet our young ones. 22 out of 100. Okay. Aw. Good evening. Good evening. Well, how are we doing? How are we doing? I make myself sick and I can change it. Yes, you can. The fear of failure isn't coming from the outside, but the inside. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and put up our favorite one-liners that we're working on. They better not be cliches in your life. The root is different from the center. You better believe it. Just think of it as something being planted in the ground. The root usually is what you cannot see. The center of something, you can look and see the center of it. But we still have to get to the root. That was good. I am not a baby. Welcome, Ellie Lane Stringer. I know that's right, Marsha. If we are really applying this right, your stuff should be coming up. I know that's right. Losing control of control. Gilda is working the upgrade. You've been using that consistently. I've caught you. Ear time is expensive. The air we breathe, the company we keep, what goes in our ear is expensive. Michael Tate. People's perception of you doesn't make you. Change that. Say that again, Paulette Jameson. Hi, Colleen. Yes, catch it when it comes up and kill the pattern. Head talk. Watch the head talk. Erase fear from your soul. Hi, Sharita. You cannot be delivered from something that you cannot identify. Come on. So the first application is recognizing that something is toxic, identifying what it is. You may have to go to the root sometimes. Some things may not be able to handle it in that day. But you can sure put tabs on it throughout the month. Keep a watch on it. Hey, Devin. And hi, Nikki. And change the pattern. It's really that simple. You know, I went in a little deep last night and I said, you know, we're so used to coming up and getting hands laid and can you pray for me? Can you do this? The same power that I have is inside of you. And it comes from knowledge and application. Work the steps that we're giving you. I cannot control what people say about me. You are the key holder, the CO, and the warden of your soul, and let yourself out. Your physical appetite can reflect what's happening in your soul. Hey, Natalia. That's all right, Nikki. Glory to God that you're on. I'm glad you said it. Guard your thoughts because they are the source of true life. Go ahead. Don't play the fool. Let your no be no. Oh, my God. I had to work that so many times today. Practically made me cry. So I looked at my soul again and I said, what is on the inside of me that I am struggling with this part of my soul? I struggled with that, Elder Manny, today. And you don't even know, Manny, the conversation that I had on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then when I ended up coming in and teaching class on Wednesday night and you made a statement, and I'm telling you, you brought me right back into perspective of what those words were trying to do to me. That's psychological warfare. That psychological warfare is a beast. Hey, Allie. Hey, Cindy, praying for you. Dahlia. Thank you, Tamika. I hope so. I want to be a blessing. I'm not pouring out for any other reason but to be a blessing. Fear prevents us from traveling through life. That's right. With courage and speed. What I ignore today will affect my tomorrows. Oh, Natalia was down a little bit today too. Yeah, replay last night, Priscilla. Fear of failure is worry. That's right, Chevelle. Silent thoughts poison your soul. That's right, Karen. Welcome, Bernard. Watch my thoughts so I don't have to watch my mouth. Ooh, who taught y'all that one? I can't base my success on your success. Hey, Shanette. When we allow envy, it overpowers everything. Fear of failure is a big one, someone is saying for them. I will no longer be a prisoner of my own mind and fears. I am not a baby. And that's one of our high schoolers saying that. I am not a baby. Thank you, Paulette. Guard in my heart. The truth hurt before it heals. Saying no today had me end up in tears, but I meant it. Regina, I had the same struggle today, and it came from the inner court relationship. It came from one of the closest relationships that we have in life. What a struggle. Ooh, go ahead, Tarina. Giving myself a chance to be something better than my struggle. Last night left crying, purifying tears. I slept so good. To God be the glory. And I agree. Guarding my soul and heart today. I will not covet. It is not what you say or how you say it, but who's saying it. Yes, Booker. Never rob a person. Natasha, I want to remember this one so much myself. Never rob a person of the blessing of an unspoken treasure. How y'all cards going out? Has everyone on here tonight gotten a card out in the mail? Have you gotten a card out? Everyone on here. Have you gotten the U mark out? Meaning this is about you. Did you get your U marks out? Me too, Regina. And the manipulation came in. They tried to manipulate me to change. Woo. We'll have to talk, Regina. I'd love to hear about it. Good, good. Elaine says she has all hers out. Okay, Nikki, we'll update you on the cards. Matter of fact, I forget what recording that one was, but I can look at my notes and see. 7. Good, Natasha. Ellie Lane has more to go. Come on, Dajanay, get them going. Priscilla says yes. Sharita says yes. Yes, Sylvie. If people don't make you a priority during their day, you are probably not the purpose in their life. My soul has a lot of authority. I am the gatekeeper. Okay, Beverly, good. All right, Tate, very good. After listening to the replay from last night, I feel so empowered to free myself of doubt and fear. I feel lighter. I have to do better at loving me. It goes from idea to vision to purpose. Awesome. I had to take the medicine of forgiveness. I realized that I was holding a hostage. Ooh, that's good. Psychological warfare is daunting. Yes, Tamika. Regina says all hers are out. Sheila said yes. Self-talk, a term used to describe words about myself. Good. Booker got an encouraging card. Awesome. I'm glad y'all so relational with me on here that you talk back. I'm so happy for that. Or you communicate back, you text back, you write back. I guess that's talk in 2017. I do want to thank a special follower, the delegate that's on here with us, L. Elaine Stringer. I got a message from my MP3 account, Podbean. I gave it a little shout out on last night. L. Elaine went in and subscribed to Podbean, so every time we release something, it will go automatically up. She'll get a little alert on her phone, letting her know that another one has been released. And she signed up. And not only did she sign up, she also, that's what it looks like, she also downloaded one of our MP3s already. She was one of the first to download one of our MP3s. Isn't that wonderful? Come on, let's go. Let's give it up to her. There's a delegate taking it serious. There's a delegate taking it serious. We can do that, Tarina. Yep. Yep. Very good. I see you on Periscope. Very good. Very good. Yes, come on. She's taking it serious. She's taking it a step further. That's right. So anytime we upload on Pod, Podbean, it also uploads on iTunes if you have a Apple phone. If not, everyone can have an Apple or whatever else can have a Podbean app on your phone. And every time we upload, no matter what it is, if it's just maybe it's a prayer or an affirmation or whatever I may be doing that day, it could be something uploaded live or me just going in and making an affirmation. It would automatically upload and give you a little bing or whatever notification you have on your phone and tell you that something has been uploaded. Your soul needs it. Get your soul message and you'll stay in the know. And it works that way if you have iTunes or Podbean. They link together. And also, we've been getting them up as quickly as we can on YouTube. And I noticed that I got a couple notifications on my phone that they had uploaded. So they're not all up. We may be up to maybe week 8 or something. I mean, day 8. But we're doing the fastest we can. Good. Keep putting up your one-liners. Father, I pray to you as the only true and living God that I know and recognize. To the one who I believe has all authority in the heavens above and in the earth below. I thank you for granting us this time with your precious people, how we come together touching and agreeing in the midst that you might be a part of us. We invite you into this fellowship, this time of learning, discerning, hearing, revelation, prophetic insight, prophetic direction. We thank you, Father, for being the author and the finisher of our faith. Come in strongly. Be with us tonight. Sup with us, that we may know the greater part of what you have intended for us to live in this earth. We pray it now in the only name that I recognize. Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Here we go. I saw some people say they had the best seat in the house. I guess we already know that one. You can't judge me if you don't love me. I was thinking about that today. That's right. God is not going to take everything away, but he will give you the grace to stand up under it. There we go. Stop running. Deal with it. You cannot conquer what you do not identify. And once you identify it, stop running. Stop turning to drugs, prescription narcotics, alcohol, calling people on the phone. Stop turning to the same old things over and over again because you can't handle your problems. We are no longer babies. We have control of our lives. Let's take control. 20 out of 100 on your reasons to live. Okay, good. You're doing good. So we're dealing with toxic emotions. We graduated from our theme of toxic thoughts. So now we're dealing with toxic emotions. And the topic under our theme is fear. That's right. Jay Earthley said, do not let fear paralyze you. So we got through all the childhood fears and we opened up ourselves to understand some adult fears, how some fears are very real. There's 2 fears that we come into this earth with as babies. That's been noted medically and scientifically. And then all the other fears that we have in our life, they are fears we've accumulated through our experience. Have you ever not had a problem with something and just by someone telling you they have a problem with it, all of a sudden now you fear it? Hi, Barbara Davis. Hey, Lydia Smith. And it's like, wait a minute, I don't even fear this thing, but all she did was tell me her fear of it, and now I have a fear of it. You know, that's how strong the mind is. It grabs a hold of information. It's constantly processing and filtering and processing and filtering. And we have to make sure that we are doing due diligence, being guardians of our soul. Our soul. Why our soul? Because it is the seat of our affections and our will. It is our life. This is the part of us that gives us life outside of blood. It is the heart of ourselves. It is our mind. It is the part that makes us a living being. That's how the Hebrew original word for soul and psyche, which we have today, is a root word. The original Hebrew word is living being. It's where your desire is. Hey, CW, I was looking. It's where our desire is, our passion is, our appetite, our emotion, and our strength. That's just amazing to me. It's so enlightening. It's so enlightening. It should help us a lot to understand how important the soul is. So we dealt a little bit, I think, with fear of loss, and I believe we've dealt with fear of failure last night. Let me ask, how did we get through last night with fear of failure? How did we do? How did it, how on a scale of 1 to 10, how strong was that one in your life that you had to deal with it last night and maybe even on today? I want to know that what I'm teaching you is relevant. Is the fear of failure, is it relevant? Was it relevant for you last night? Was it heavy? 10. Woo! I'm going to hit y'all good tonight. Woo! Come on, Frederica said 10 and welcome. Come on, 7 for Angie. That's good. Ania says 10. Jackie says 10. Jeanette says 8. Very strong and revealing, says Manny. Deliverance last night. It was a 10 for her, for Nikki. Christina said 10. Lydia said 10. Wow, this is the Lord. Beverly said 8. Jay Earthly said 8. Shania said 8. Caritha said 10. Tasha said 8. Sylvia said 8. Sharita said 7. Elitza said 10. Very relevant to Montre. Madison said 7. Misha had a 10. Found myself up several times in prayer. Yep. I'm getting all I can. A 10 for Lydia. Rochelle was an 8. Misha was 10. Yes. Corinda's was 6. Fear of failure is big. And, I didn't realize, and this is how amazing it is when you're the teacher. You're never above your own teaching. It's amazing. And I love it. I don't mind the challenge. I don't mind the honesty. Brutally honest, as Ebony would say. Even last night when I was teaching it and how it brought up to me about school. And how many times I had stopped, even after taking SATs, I had stopped. And it's amazing that, I forgot all about that. I wasn't even thinking about school last night at all. I wasn't thinking about school this year. I have some online classes that I'm taking, but it's not through a worldly educational system. It's for me to learn more about myself spiritually, and who the Lord has called me to be, and trying to being identified in the dynamics of that. So I wasn't thinking about school. And then last night through the teaching, you see how when you start to talk about things and hear things or teach things, that your soul becomes accountable, and all of a sudden your soul is like, hey, you dropped out 3 times. Did you know that was in your soul? Did you know that bothered you? It's real. It is real. Welcome, Evangelist Melinda. So we stopped at fear of failure. I don't think we got through the fear of rejection, did we? Well, here we go. Fear of rejection. Many of us fear rejection and abandonment. How many of y'all have been abandoned or feel like you've been abandoned in your childhood? Abandonment. Let me see a Y for yes or N for no. Oh, I didn't see Wandalyn. Hello, Wandalyn. See, I'm glad y'all say hi. Yep. Periscope so far, all yeses. All had abandonment. Yes, D. Good. Couple no's. That's good. Few no's. But the yeses definitely outweigh it. Yes, Olivia. Abandonment. And it doesn't mean anybody physically left you. Okay, that's good. Thank you. Abandonment issues. And it doesn't mean that anyone physically left you. No one had to physically leave you for you to have abandonment issues. A lot of abandonment come from people who are right there with you. Isn't that deep? You can be abandoned by people who are right there with you. Somebody says more than one way. Absolutely. Abandonment is a major deal. And it sets the trajectory of our future life and how we feel about relationships. Are we guarded, or are we too open for them because we're desperate? Or are we blocking them off? Are we hurting people before they hurt us? All this foolishness that we do and we waste our time with. Fear of abandonment. And you can be abandoned. You can be abandoned in a relationship. Right there with you. Sitting on the couch together. But what do they say? Lights are on. Nobody's home in that house. Abandonment issue. Watch how you handle people. Watch how you handle your marriages. Watch how you handle your family with your children. Because you can be right there with them, but yet you have abandoned them. I know a few people that I counsel that come, and when they talk, and I'm like, but you said you were raised by a 2 or 3 parent household. You had grandparents in the house, or auntie plus both your parents. And they said, yeah, but this one was in this room. Nowadays, this is what I get. One of them was in the room text. I had one family who said the way they communicated in their entire home was through text. Dinner's ready, come get your plate was a text. One kid would get it in one room, the other child would get it in the other room, and the husband would be in the man cave, and they dealt with each other through text. That's right. That's right. And somebody's quoting something that I had taught them before. Withholding of affection is abuse. And thank you for bringing that up, Montre. Someone who withholds affection from you, that is a form of abuse. Just like we don't think that words are abuse. We don't think that sarcasm is abuse. Or sarcasm is abuse. Because remember we learned sticks and stones will break my bones. But names and words will scar my soul for life. They have the authority to scar your soul for life. Someone on here feels abandoned through death. And some people feel death and mourning when no one's even died. So you have two spectrums of that abandonment. So make sure when you answer me, you're not answering because your parent was there. Were they physically, emotionally there for you? Or not physically. We could say physically. Were they involved in your life? Did they help you with homework? Did they read your report cards? How about that? I've counseled a lot of people. Once again, I use this a lot in my testimony to share with you that I've had a lot of people come in where parents were in their lives, never attended their graduation from high school, never looked at a report card. That is abandonment. So it doesn't mean that mom left you on the doorstep of some orphan home or left you with grandma, put you up for adoption. Those are all abandonment to the high degree. But you can have people in the house with you who are not in the house with you physically, affectionately, not giving you the love you need, not nurturing you, not taking the time to listen to you. That's a big difference. And you can suffer from abandonment issues. Many marriages suffer the totality of the enjoyment of their union. They suffer it in the totality of their union due to one spouse abandoning the other but staying in the relationship. You can actually be, and I've heard this from many people, I'm sure the delegates on here have heard this as well, that you can be in a marriage and be lonelier than a single person. I felt the mic drop on that. You could be married but suffer loneliness the same as or more than, to a higher degree than, someone who's single. And not all single people suffer loneliness, and that's not my statement. But you will hear it more often from single people. But if you get around married people where they can share with married people, you find out that a lot of people are lonely in marriages. It's like the married people want to be single and the single people want to be married. We need to have a cross-section meeting so we can hear of the true dilemmas and the true delights and the ups and the downs of both. Because it's not always what it looks like. When we get invited to the dinner party, we roll in there as two. We look good. Michelle and Barack Obama showing up. Yeah, looks real hot. And then you find out when they get home, complete abandonment to each other. You can have brothers and sisters, and you can be the one in the family that nobody socializes with. No one invites you anywhere. No one hangs out with you. It's abandonment. Still abandonment, whether they're there or not. Let's see, where are we at now? God is good. That's what I wanted to say. That's what my soul wanted to say. Others are absolutely controlled with a fear of rejection because they suffer people pleasing. We talked about this before. They suffer people pleasing. People pleasing is a mindset that is rooted in rejection. I can repeat that on every single night. People pleasing is rooted in the fear of rejection. You fear being rejected. And you need to ask yourself, why? Where does this come from? Hit it at the root and cancel it out of your life. People pleasing, you will lose a lot of your years for other people who most times won't even appreciate you and don't even realize that you feel the way you feel. It looks similar to this. They want everybody to accept them, so they wonder, will he or she like me? Will they like this or will they like that more about me? Should I say that or shouldn't I say that? What if I don't agree with them? Will that exclude me? Will they still accept me? I better go and I better go along with everything or they won't accept me. I don't want to get anyone upset, so I be quiet. Going back to anger and rage. Some of us are quiet and we don't speak up. We internalize everything. Hello, Apostle. We don't share. We don't speak up. We don't internalize. We're the ones who keep the anger and the rage in. Why is that? Because you're caught in a root of rejection. A root of rejection. What's the center of it? People pleasing. There's a difference. Welcome, Sydney. There's a difference. That's right, Karen. Fear of rejection, but the center of it The part that comes through the dirt that we recognize is people pleasing. You can't say no for the life of you. More than likely, you're living in heavy guilt, and you have to begin to search yourself for the guilt. And this is key. We talked about forgiveness and offering other people forgiveness. This is the part that I need to deal with on tonight. You have to forgive yourself of the wrongs that you know that you've made, the failures that you made. This is a key deliverance and dealing with all the failures that we've hit on this third night. Tonight, the forgiveness that I need you to offer is forgiveness to yourself. I'm sorry that I forgive myself, and I no longer have the power to hold myself hostage over my failures. The guilt is there. Come on, virtuous love. I see you. When's date night? Don't be missing date night now. That's important. Come on. I see somebody shedding tears up here. Let it go. You have a major rejection. You fall into people pleasing that frustrates you, makes you moody, probably makes you unreliable because you're in 25 places trying to please everyone. And all this is going to eat your life up. It's going to eat you alive because you worry so much about acceptance. This fear, this forgiveness, the key to it, unlock this door tonight. I feel your heart's opening right now, is you have to let go of you. Come on, journal time. Journal time. What's the topic on one of the grand statements on your journal tonight? I have to forgive me. And then start your list. Forgive me of what? And talk to you as if you're on the other side of the table. And say, I'll say to myself, hey, Suzanne, what do you need to be forgiven of? Talk as if you are outside of your body, because sometimes when you stay in, you protect the junk. You protect the toxicity. Why? Because if you bring it up, God only knows what this is going to bring up in my life. I'm going to have to deal with it, and I just can't deal with anymore. You're going to have to forgive yourself tonight. Some of y'all have wronged some people, and do as you're led. We talked about how to do that. Some things you have to go to people about. Some things you need to talk to God about. But tonight, the person at the other side of your psychological couch, your psychologist's desk, sit at the other side and talk to you. And you have to forgive you. Forgive yourself for the things that you hold yourself guilty or failure for, that people may not even be having in their mind. It may not even be a thought, but you can't let it go. So shame and condemnation constantly runs like a motor. And every morning it starts up and it runs until you fall asleep again. Head talk. That's a major head talk one. Why? Because you need to give yourself permission to forgive yourself. Absolutely, Manny. Come on. That's right, Booker. Come on. The men are getting it. Yes, Diane. I have to forgive myself. What do I need to forgive myself of? Why can't I tell some of these people no? Because I don't feel I have a right to tell them no because what? Because I left them when they were little. Because I didn't love them like I should. Because I bought them material things instead of giving them my attention and my support. Yep, tonight we're going to talk to me. Shame and condemnation has to go. Welcome, Deborah Lawson. Yep, you need permission. Absolutely. We all do. And some permissions can come right from you. Give yourself permission and write it down. That's a major deliverance. That's a major deal breaker. You want to have a deal breaker with shame? You want to end it with shame and guilt and condemnation? It starts with forgiving me. And sometimes you have to forgive you before you can start offering forgiveness to other people. That's amazing. Remember we went back to the airplane and how you have to put the air mask on yourself before you go help an elderly, before you go help a child, before you go help anyone else. Because our heart would tell us, help the elderly, help the little child. And then you're dead and you're no help to anyone. So nobody gets rescued. Nobody gets helped. So what do? You put the mask on yourself first. And you will be a giant. You will be a gifted forgiver. It will come easy with you. You won't feel punked. You won't feel weak. You'll walk away like, woo, what else? What else do I need to do? What else do I need to take care of today? But it starts with forgiving yourself. Welcome, James. How's Miami? It starts with forgiving yourself. What do you need to forgive yourself of so you can come completely out of fear of rejection? You can come out of fear of abandonment, and you can let yourself go and grow into the purpose that you had started, but something hindered you along the way. A gifted forgiver. Thank you for requoting that. Help myself first. Think about it. Now let me see on the screen. Let me see Y, of course, for yes, N for no. How many of y'all know that you owe yourself some forgiveness? Another stronghold that has to be broken. That's why we take 30 days. All right. He's feeling freedom, real freedom right now. Come on. Yes, I need to forgive myself. Okay, I see the Y's coming up now. They're coming up on Facebook side. What you say to me, Periscope? Yeah, there's some things I need to forgive myself from. And listen, it doesn't mean that you were not wrong. You may have really wronged someone. But what iota, what grain of salt, what coin, what day, what difference is holding yourself in contempt going to bring anybody, including yourself? You can't be free in relationship with people or with your God because you haven't freed yourself with forgiveness. So 10 steps forward, 12 steps back. Why? Because I fall right back into shame, guilt, and condemnation. Remember, we talked from the beginning, as soon as promotion come, if you will, them self-demons come out of your soul. No, 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 not so quick. Remember this happened in your childhood? You can't do that. Remember what your mother said? Remember how much importance you gave to your mother's word or your father's word or your auntie's word or your husband or your wife? Remember what they said really counted to you? They told you you'll never be nothing. They told you you're going to be like so-and-so. They told you that you look already like you're acting like your mother. You already got a pattern like your father. You're already acting like your grandmother. You already think you're better. Come on. And these things hate. They harbor, they don't die, they go dormant, and they hide away until opportunity knocks. And a little bit of fear triggers and releases this stuff like these hearts going up the screen right now. Real deal business. Get delivered now. The other fear we're talking about tonight is fear of the unknown. And this is where we're going to work it. And then we're going to go home after this because you have the best seat in the house, right? Fear of the unknown. Most of us dread not knowing what lies ahead. Most of us dread not knowing what lies ahead. Can you imagine that there are actually people, maybe you, maybe myself, that are wondering about things that have not even happened yet? Kind of works hand in hand with fear of rejection because no one's rejected you yet, but you fear it. So you self-sabotage yourself. It works with fear of failure. You do not even know the demands yet, but you've already counted yourself incapable when you haven't even heard the demands that are being required of you. So this one, the fear of the unknown, really puts them all into one big pot together. People are stuck wondering in their mind, toxic thoughts. They haven't even ventured out the door yet. And they're already wondering, should I go? What if I get stuck? What if the car breaks down? What if I get sick? What if I can't drive on the highway? What if somebody hits me? What if the car stalls? Haven't even ventured out yet. I wanted to sit. You know what the problem is? They worry about things they can't control. They worry about things they can't control. Fear is a control issue. That was another fear we talked about. Remember, fear of losing control. People who worry about getting stuck. People who worry about getting sick. People who worry about driving on the highway. People who worry about driving, period. The problem is they fear the things they cannot control. So the root of their issue is fear of losing control. Somewhere in the dynamics of your life, you have convinced yourself that you have control. And you have control everywhere, but not on the highway. You have fear everywhere, but not when it comes to airplanes. You have control everywhere except when it comes to going somewhere by yourself. You can go to the movies, you can go to dinner, you can go to the mall with people, and there's no fear. But all of a sudden, when you go to movies, you go to the dinner, you go to the mall by yourself, all of a sudden a fear comes in. What if this happens to me? What if that happens to me? What if this happens to me? You know why? Because you think you have control all those other times. But something deep underneath the layer tells you that when you are by yourself, you have no control. Can I just say this to you? You have no control over anything anyway. When you get on that airplane, this is how I think of it. Not casting any fear, walking your truth. When I get up on the airplane, you are literally putting your life in someone else's hand. And when you started hearing about these pilots and co-pilots being drunk and driving these planes, falling asleep driving these planes, even though they have that autopilot thing, we've seen the movies on it. When you step out of your sleeper state, you no longer have control of your life. And you don't have control of it when you're asleep, but you're not aware of it. So that's why I said it that way. But as soon as you come up out of your sleep, you need to tell yourself, I don't have any control of this day. But you can find someone who does. Somewhere in your mind, you are convinced that you have control over 99 other places, but not here. That should tell you that's a toxic thought. How can you be called to the nations and you're afraid to fly? You can't take a boat and drive everywhere. How are you going to be somebody's leader or pastor or public speaker, or how are you going to be a business owner and you won't drive? That's a toxic thought. And the process behind that thought is, I don't have control here, so I'm just not going to do it. And you inconvenience everybody else's life with your fear. And your fear really has a problem because your fear needs your faith in order for it to exist. Drop the mic time. Your fear needs your faith in order for it to exist. Because faith is believing in something that hasn't manifested yet. And that's what fear is. Fear is believing in something that hasn't even manifested yet. Do you hear me? Hey, lovey. Your fear needs your faith in order to have the authority and the degree of toxicity that it has in your life. Because you're afraid of something you cannot see, but yet you struggle with faith. You struggle with faith, but you accept fear. An unstable man is unstable in all his ways. You cannot tell me that you are a faith-filled believer of the teachings of Jesus Christ, but you have fear over whatever areas that I did not cover. How can you believe in something that you cannot see or deal with, but you have lack of faith? That's right. Put it up there. Your fear needs your faith in order to exist, because you're believing in something unknown. That is a word right there, lovey. Come on, hit me back, brother. So come on, quickly, put up on the screen for me. I want you to put up on the screen for me. If you can share, if you can't, if you are got your Facebook Live and your Periscope going, but you are just out right now because this was hitting you hard. If you can just text just for a moment, what is one of the fears you're dealing with? Go. Come on. Come on. It's pulling at the root, someone says. Welcome, Cheryl Johnson. That's right, D. Davis. Faith is believing something that has not manifested, and fear is the same. So your fear is actually surviving because of your faith. Yeah, you're getting free tonight. You better believe it. Come on. Death. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I'm going to watch the screen for a second. Put them up. Hurt. Failure. Failure. Identity. Rejection. Marriage ending. Rejection. Fear of not having what's needed when needed. The fear of not succeeding. planes. Look at dogs and cats. Fear of not fulfilling my destiny. Fear of losing control. Fear of rejection. Fear of abandonment. That was a knockout punch. All right. Rejection, death, rejection, rejection. Dying alone. Wow. Rejection. Heights, I'm with you. And driving over bridges, I'm with you. Cancer coming back. We talked about what even brings cancer back. Watch that. Fear of abandonment. That's internal rage. Loosening. Carcinogens in your body that will release cancer cells. That's the root you need to look out for. Failure. Driving. All right, we got one driving. Not becoming who I was born to be. Not having a successful music career. Heights. Yes, this is real. My fear is surviving because of my faith. So take that energy you put in fear and put it in faith. And like we said last night, and slowly you'll be walking out that door. Fear of not being in control. Yes, sir. Rejection and abandonment. Fear of losing and not accomplish all I set out to do. Welcome, Kareem. Her health is a fear. Disappointment is a fear. Not enough money to work in ministry. Rejection. Okay, some of these I've seen already, so it looks like your fear level hasn't really changed. Being alone. It's a major one. Loneliness. Absolutely. Wow. Yes, Vicky. Dogs. Listen, I got to go on a little bit further. I want to hit all this tonight before we go. And I don't want us to be here after 10 o'clock. Wow. Wow. I hope y'all really getting this out. Say this word wherever you are in your house, in the best seat in your house, the best seat in your car, wherever you are. Go ahead and speak it. I am afraid. Boom. And say it. Say it. Get it out. Put a voice to it. Let's deal with it. Let's identify it. Come on. I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid of trusting. I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of becoming like my biological father. We talked about that when we opened up. Come on. Put a voice on it. And then let's talk about it. What are you afraid of knowing? What are you afraid of knowing? This is where your fear is coming from. You're afraid to drive. You're afraid of rejection. You're afraid of trusting because you're afraid of knowing what? What would you prefer to stay in the dark about? Because that's exactly where you are when you live a life of fear. You would prefer to stay in the dark about a situation instead of confronting it, identifying it, quarantining it, and getting it out of your life. Let the antivirus system do the work. Quarantine these fears and contaminate the stuff out of our lives. Perfection's rooted in rejection. Trace back who rejected you. What would you prefer to stay in the dark about? You don't want to stay in the dark. When you feel fearful, you need to acknowledge this truth. You with me? Stay with me, y'all. Wipe the tears. Get your tissue box out. Get your repentance and your confessions out. Come on. When you fearful, you need to acknowledge this truth. I cannot fear things that I cannot control. That's right, Nikki. I cannot fear things that I cannot control. It's a journal moment, so y'all may have to go write real quick and come back up. Quarantine it. Works like an antivirus system. The antivirus has to find the name. And we talked about the name of storms, the name of diseases. Everything has to have a name. Identification is very important. Every virus they send out, there's a name for it. And the antivirus system looks for the name of this virus and it quarantines it. And that's the trash. Yes, I'm with you, lovey. You cannot fear things that you cannot control. Stop having a fear of something that you can't control. Because you don't have control anyway. Fear will not change the outcome of any situation. That's heavy, Marcia. Fear will not change the outcome of any situation. Come on. Identify. You can't ignore it. You can't do the whatever. The whatever. It's what's costing us now at a point in our life where we should be enjoying life a little bit more. We're calmer now. We're wiser now. We're better now. And yet things in our life are still at a traumatic high. Turmoil all around us because we keep saying whatever. God's going to work it out. No, God said, I gave you the power for you to work it out. Fear will not change the outcome of any situation. What have you feared and chose not to do or not to handle, thinking that was going to change the outcome? The outcome has never changed in any situation over you fearing it. For all those that are believers of Christ, that follow his word, the word of God in 2 Timothy 1:7 tells us, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. But yet, we fear loving. So we have people up here saying rejection, trust, all of that. We fear loving, but we don't have a problem fearing fear. This is so toxic that we've got our mind working in reverse. It's actually our mind, the powerful thing that it is working against us instead of for us. He didn't give us fear. Periscope just went out on us. We were not given fear, but we were given power, but yet we feel powerless. He didn't give us, he gave us love, but yet we have a problem loving, but we don't have a problem with fear. Periscope got knocked out, completely knocked out. Totally, the app just closed down on my phone. Thank you, Dr. Francis, Anya, they're coming back in. We don't have a problem fearing fear, but we have a problem with power, love, and a sound mind. Let me in now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, Born Red, they're coming back in. Hold on, Facebook Live, Periscopes, they're coming back in. I have so many fears, and I never realized this until a few years ago. I take on everyone in my family issues and worry about everyone and want to help everyone that I fear all the time. I know this sounds, and it's going to leave my screen. It's a spirit of rejection, though. That's what you have to deal with. Where's this rejection coming from? Isn't that deep? Think about it. We never thought about the scripture that way. 2 Timothy 1:7. For God has not given us the spirit of fear. Has not. But yet we have fear. What he did give us, though, is power, love, and a sound mind. He gave us power, love, and a sound mind. But yet we struggle with our power, we struggle with our love, and we struggle with a sound mind, but yet we embrace fear. How do we know we embrace fear? Because there's some things that you will not do, and you can't tell anybody why you won't do it. Because it's out of fear. So let's look at the scripture this way. If he did not give us fear, but he gave us power, love, and a sound mind, having fear cancels out our ability to have power. It renders us powerless. It cancels out our ability to love. It makes us loveless. And it cancels out our sound mind and makes us unstable. For God did not give us the spirit to fear. How about we say that? But when you have fear, you will not have power, love, or a sound mind. Good. They're coming back in slowly. Sorry, Periscope. The app just totally closed. I don't know what happened. Why then do so many of us fear? Welcome, Caritha. Why are we so consumed with fear? I'm getting ready to hit you. Y'all ready? You're going to feel this one straight in your soul. If you are always worried, always anxious, always overwhelmed, living a paralyzed life, then you must realize this truth. Fear comes from your enemy. Fear comes from your enemy. It's a smoke screen to steal your years, to kill your dreams, and to destroy your hope. Fear steals, kills, and destroys. Steals your years, kills your dreams, and destroys your hope. It is a common saying for people to say fear is the opposite of faith. I remember many, many years ago when I was first starting out as a preacher, I actually preached that faith and fear are opposites. But if you look at it, fear actually relies on faith. We talked about that. It's just faith in the wrong things. You have faith. You are a person of faith. But you're using your faith to fear instead of your faith to be fearless. Where'd it go? You are using your faith to fear instead of using your fear to be faithless. You are a person of faith, whatever it may be. You are a person of faith. You can believe in what you cannot see. You can believe in the impossible. You already have testimonies of things that you just don't know how they happened, why they happened, what stars lined up, what was the moon at that time, where was the water at that time, what the universe was saying. You couldn't even explain how God did it. So you have faith, but you're using your faith to operate and amplify your fear instead of walking fearless because of your faith. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. We're going there. Good God, I hope I can make it. We're going after 10. Y'all still with me? Y'all still with me, or do we need to end it for tonight? It's allowing toxic imagination to wander. You are allowing, okay, very good. You are allowing your toxic imagination to wander. Your toxic imagination is wandering. Fear is placing your faith in what ifs. You cannot place fear in what ifs. You cannot place your faith in what ifs. That's what fear is. Fear is a what if. What if? Somebody made an acronym one time. It's made up. This is not a definition of fear. But someone made an acronym up one time. False evidence appearing real. It's a what if. Your faith should never operate in a what if. Faith is. Period. It's not faith what if. Faith is. And that seals it. This is allowing your toxic imagination to wander down a dark place you shouldn't allow it to go. God, the creator of heaven and earth, did not give us the spirit of fear. So why do you protect your fears? Why aren't you challenging your fears? Anyone who allows themselves to be taken hostage by what ifs discovers that the only thing binding them is their own imagination. All right, I'm going to stay on another minute then. Thank you, Marcia. Anyone who allows themselves to be taken hostage by what ifs that the only thing binding them is their own imagination. Toxic. In Exodus 3, Moses went through this with God. God himself told Moses, but in Exodus 4, Moses responds, what if? There are so many things that can go bad in life, and some things may, but you have no control. So trying to control things and keeping yourself in fear is not going to change any situation at all. Go for it. Upgrade yourself. It seems like we spend a huge amount of time brainstorming a list of everything that could go wrong instead of using that same energy to be fearless. Here we go. What if your what ifs didn't matter? What if your what ifs didn't matter? Come on, let's get up in your face for a minute. If you stop and analyze them, you can usually gain some vital insight. The first is this. Gas mask, we're going down. What you fear reveals what you value the most. What you fear reveals what you battle the most. I'm sorry, what you value the most. What you fear reveals what you value the most. So you put your fears up on the screen tonight. So that list that you put up, that's really what you value. That's why you fear losing it. You hear me? Come on, we're going deeper now. This is when we're going to get a slap on the wrist. What you fear reveals what you value the most. Eye opener. We're going deeper yet. Examining what you fear can illuminate your priorities. Examining what you fear can illuminate your priorities. Your fears are your priorities in life. I know everybody not with me yet because they're trying to figure out, well, how does driving on the highway or flying or loss or death, how is that a priority in my life? And listen, to make you feel good for a moment, I'm going to give you a little sugar water. To have priorities and values in life is not a bad thing. It's not. This is when the problem comes in. Because this puts some light on your priorities. If you are a believer, I'm speaking to those for a moment, how come you never fear losing your relationship with God? You fear driving, flying, marriage ending, children lost. You fear everything, but you never fear losing your relationship with God. Can it be because God isn't really the priority? So your fears are actually allowed to wander down dark places and become toxic because you fear people, places, and things, which means you value people, places, and things over your relationship with God. I'm waiting for y'all to catch up. I don't think anybody goes to bed at night, I hope I don't lose my relationship with God. I don't think anybody starts their car before they go off anywhere. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my relationship with God. He's supposed to be the center of it. And if he's the center of it, he did not give you the spirit of fear. Why are you feeling fear in these other things? If you aren't a believer, can it be that you are valuing those things more than anything else in life? And that's why you have a fear of losing it? Valuing people, places, and things isn't bad. You should. This should be a priority on living and health and finances and your children being healthy and living a long life and your marriage staying together and your friendship staying together and you being accepted. There should be some value on that. But valuing to a level of fear is toxic. Valuing to a level of fear of losing it is when it's toxic. Oh my God. Here we go. When you have persistent fear in any area of your life, it's an indicator that you are not depending on God enough. You have convinced yourself that you have more power and control than God does in a situation. Come on, we live in the volume of the book. But you believe that I'm safer off the highway. I'm safer letting somebody else drive me than trusting God with every area of my life. That's why I said you don't know what you don't know about yourself. Because how could you say that he's your Lord and your King, he's your God, that he's all powerful, all magnificent, God is a good God, but you're not trusting him in every area of your life. In fact, you trust yourself more than God when you're walking in fear. When you are a child of God, the God of the universe, and you love him and you serve him, you are always in church. This is your quote. We are always in church. But you can't have a deep relationship with anyone, including God, if you don't know what you don't know about yourself. That's the depth of your relationship with anyone. Anyone. What you are internally saying to God is, I don't believe that your plan and your purpose will come through for me. I don't believe that you are going to keep me and protect me, my children, when I'm driving, at my job, with my finances, in my marriage. So for my part, God, I'm going to contribute by taking control of this and worrying about it completely. But you can still be God over the other things that I give you control over, that I give you control over. But I don't trust you in the car. I don't trust you on the job. I don't trust you in my marriage. I don't trust you with my children. So I'm going to keep control of that myself. And in order for me to keep control, I have to be worrying all the time. If you are constantly worrying about financial stability, then your actions are saying, God, I really don't trust you to provide for me. Yep, I see yikes and ouch all over the screen. You're worrying about things that you tell God you trust him for. And then you wonder why people look at you crazy. When you come sit at my desk and you're saying how good God is and tears coming down your eyes and you're giving me testimony, and then you don't trust him in your marriage, you don't trust him in your driving, you don't trust him in your friendship, you don't trust. But you want me to believe that when you tell me you don't trust people, you trust God? How can you not trust someone you see, but you can tell me you trust somebody you can't see? You don't know what you don't know about yourself. Matthew 6:27. Can any one of you, by worrying, add 1 single hour to your life? Matthew 6:27. Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? This is where you're going to get mad at me at. That's right, Kanaya. They really going to get mad at me now. This is when you're going to be I'm putting a 35-pound dumbbell in your hand right now for you to lift. Guess what's growing from the root of your fear? Yes, that's right, CW, because he said it regarding love. He said, you can tell me that you love me, someone that you cannot see, when the person sitting next to you, your neighbor, you can't even love. God's not convinced. He's not convinced of your trust with him that you cannot see, because you can't trust the people he's put in your life. He doesn't believe that you accept him because you believe that you're not accepted. He doesn't believe that you believe that he owns the cattle on 1,000 hills because you're afraid with the money that you do have. All right, here's the kicker. Tell me y'all gonna love me in the morning. Before I hit it, tell me that you're gonna love me in the morning. Yep. Why do you call me Lord? Why do you call me Lord? You worry about everything because you think you have control. Come on. The Gilbert says she'll still love me tomorrow. Born Red's going to love me in the morning. Come on, Facebook. Welcome, Denise Holter. Is anybody on here on Facebook going to tell me they're going to love me in the morning when I drop this on them? You know what your fear is? You love yourself more than you love God. You have so much self-love that it's rooted in a toxicity that releases a fear of losing you. You don't want to be on the highway because you're a fear of losing you. That's not a healthy self-love. That's an unhealthy self-love. You have fear because you value your own self more than you value God. My little niece said, I love you even when you yell at me. Think about this now. You don't want to fly. You don't want to drive. You don't want to take chances. You don't want to take risks because you're afraid that what? You're going to die. Some of you are afraid of death. Some of you are afraid of rejection. Some of you are afraid of losses. What is the root of it? You are valuing yourself so much because you don't want to go through anything. Your fear is because you value yourself over the values you should have in your life. You have a selfish love. You have a selfish love. Your love is self-centered. It's about you. All your fears are wrapped up in you not being here tomorrow. You hurting if something happens to someone. You being rejected. You not being accepted. All your fears is wrapped up and tangled around one common denominator. You. So you are at the center of yourself where God should be. You are at the root of yourself where power and love and sound mind should be. Everything's about you. You are having fears because God is not the center of you. You are at the center of you. And as long as you are the center of you, you're always going to fear because you know you have no control. You think too highly of yourself. That is toxic. We don't like this type of talk, do we? Because you like when I tell you, upgrade, be a better you, get amplified, be the best version of you that you can. Well, we got you there. And now you're there. Let me let you know something. The reason for all of your fears is because you are at the center of you, and that's where your relationship with God should be. Because if he was your center, you wouldn't worry about losing you or being hurt, suffering any losses that you all have named on this screen tonight. Your love for yourself is so toxic. You've become God in your own life that you think having control on one place and not having control in another place makes you feel good and makes you feel safe. No one can challenge you. No one can push you to a greater dimension because God is not the center of who you are. You are your center. And where has that gotten you? Baby, get on that highway and drive. Drive. Get on that airplane and go. Loose your children and cover them in prayer. You are too worried about you. And you have you at a place where God needs to be. Cast your cares upon the Lord. Why? Because he cares for you. Wow. I don't know. We've got to go. I got to leave y'all there. Don't that feel good? You think too highly of yourself that you don't want to lose. Put God at the center and win. Come on, I see the tears coming. Of all the areas of your life where you beat yourself down and you're so toxic, it has caused you to have an arrogance about yourself. And all this arrogance about yourself is causing you to walk in complete and total fear of something or things in your life. Because the center is wrong, the root is wrong, and what grows from it is wrong. Yep, that's the revelation tonight. The revelation is because you think too highly of yourself, you walk in fear. Get self out of the way. Put God in the place he belongs. And God has not given you the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of soundness of mine. Time to get you out of the way. What does that mean? That means you got to go a little bit deeper to find out. It's an entitlement. Why do you feel that you have such control of your life? Because fear only comes in because for some reason you think you have control finally. I hope I'm making sense to y'all tonight. Is this making sense? Okay, Corindus is saying something. Yeah, everything does happen for a reason, but some of the reasons is because we caused it. Some of our reasons are self-inflicted. So we have to pray and make better choices. Good question, sweetheart. You are so stuck on you that it's causing you fear. Okay, good. I see Periscope said that they understand that I'm making sense. Whenever somebody tells you that, oh, I can't do this, or oh, I don't do that, or I have a fear of this. Oh, you know why you have a fear, baby? Because you got you on a pedestal. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord. It's a revelation. It's acknowledging that I don't know what I don't know about myself, and I thought God was at the center. But he's just somewhere out here in the air with me. And we conversate when it's necessary for me. And I pull on him when I need him. But he's not my center. Because he's not my center because I'm my center. Good, Benny Mae. I hope I'm helping. Okay, Karen says she's just stunned. And that's how you should be. Because that's exactly what happened to me. Good, Beverly Ann. Yes, Jackie. Where'd you go, Lydia Smith? Knowledge is power. Absolutely. And this is how your soul begins to get baptized and recognize you got saved some time ago. You're going to rededicate your life on the 31st day of January on here because your soul has got a revelation that there's been an upgrade, and I'm aware of you and I am conscious of you. And I am the guardian of you. And I need to know what's going in and what's going out. Just like we keep tabs on our children when they're young. Where are they going? Who are they coming in yet? We got GPSs on their phones. We got markers on their cars and all kind of things. That's how we're supposed to be with our soul. I need to know what's coming in and going out of here. Why? Because I'm the only one that's in control of this. The reason you fear is because it's all about you. It's all about you. And I bet if you talk to a couple of your friends, they would tell you, yeah, you do. Sometimes you're arrogant. What? I'm not arrogant. I just have a good self-esteem about myself. No, baby, you're the center of you. And if I was the center of mine, I would also have a lot of fears. Wow. Go ahead, Nikki. All right, well, we're going to go home to wherever we're going, to the next room, to our bedroom, or some of y'all just going to sit up now and you're going to begin to journal and you're going to find out where's the abandonment, where's the rejection coming from, and then you're going to find out where you are suffering with fear, and you're going to find you at the bottom of that. Uh-oh. Periscope is saying, no, don't go. It's after 10. I don't like us to go this late. We've never gone this late. But it's Friday night and we're together, right, family? You're at the center of it. When you write your list of fears, you're going to see the common denominator in all my fears is me. It's all about me. My fears are all about me. So cast your fears upon the Lord because he cares for you. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. Get your sound mind back. Get your power back. Get your love back by casting all your fears upon the Lord because he cares for you. You've been self-centered. You've been arrogant. Self-righteousness lives in you. You've been selfish. Everything's been about you. That's why you're afraid at the doctor's office. You're afraid at the dentist's office. Afraid of what? Losing me. It's all about you. Bible study is Wednesdays at 7. And we're teaching on the kingdom right now. It's been very good. I'm about to abandon me. Don't do that. Just straighten her up. Shake her up. Just grab her and shake her up a little bit. Listen, we're going to get it together. Thank you. Pastor D has put up 1 Peter 5:7. Cast your cares upon the Lord. It's been about me. So good. It's Friday night. It's January. We've been consecrating. We've been doing only the things that we've had to do. Going to work. Running when we've had to run. But being on here every night at 9 o'clock. We've been consecrating this hour and a half some nights of time for us to upgrade and do better. We're going to come out of this dark season called winter. We're going to be ready for spring. And as the season of spring springs up, all the good things in us are going to spring up. And everything that was left in the winter is going to be dormant and dead. But write those fears down tonight. And I'm telling you that the common denominator to your fears is you. So maybe you have a low self-esteem and you overcompensate yourself. Maybe you have an unhealthy self-confidence, so you overcompensate for yourself. Remember, you've been talked so bad to since a little girl or boy, so now you overcompensate self. The last divorce or the last breakup has taken such an advantage or such a toll of your life that you overcompensate yourself. So the center of your fears is you. Get you out of the way. And upgrade. It's the next layer. Yep, it's an exalting of oneself, and that's what's toxic. We don't exalt ourselves like that. Good. All right, Periscope, I'm glad y'all got back on. Looks like we lost a few people. Anyway, and they're still joining back on, so maybe they're still getting kicked out. I don't know what's going on, but hey, either way, we're going to make it for our 30 days. Remember, we're going to the 31st of January because we didn't start to January 2nd. So I'm glad you were on tonight. I'm glad you trust me with your ear time. It was precious to be with you and to hear and to share, and the transparency and the level of honesty. And you all took that 35-pound dumbbell tonight and you lift that thing up, and I know some of y'all muscles is shaking and you feel like, Lord, you can't even walk home from the gym now. But guess what? You're going to do just fine, because now you've got a better revelation of you. You found out one thing that you know about yourself, that you have been in control for too long, and that's why you have all these fears. Well, this is it for tonight. Grace and peace be on you. Sleep well. Write your list tonight of your fears. Write your list of your fears and be honest about them and begin to challenge. Some will get rid of. You're just going to say, I'm just tired of that. That's over with already. Then there'll be some that you're going to have to actually physically do something about. Do something about them this year. You've got all 11 months left. Do something about them this year. But when you write that list tonight, over the weekend, you're going to see the common denominator is you. So get you out of the way, and all your fears will go. That's it. Good night. I love you. Thank you for your time and your trust. I value you. I value you. Replay. I know that's right. Replay. Good night, Periscope. I had a big stick tonight, Pastor Lydia. I love you too, Nikki. You're welcome, Karen. Dozier. That's my girl. I love all of y'all on here. We don't have a problem with... Good night, Sheila. You are too kind. Priscilla. Thank you, Nicola. Stay with us. Katrina. Maria, Wandalyn, Tarina, CW, Chevelle, Diane, and Colleen. Thank you, Elitza, Manuel, Tamara. Harriet, thank you and good night. Oh, look at the hearts. Beautiful. I love you too, Karen. That's right. Good night, Soul Detox delegates. I love you, Sylvia. Good night, Natasha. Good night, Chevelle. A lot to process tonight, I know. You are the common denominator. That's the title we should have put up on our Facebook post tonight. Fear, you are the common denominator. Good night, Adoria. Good night, Priscilla. Oh, look at Tarina. That's so precious. I like when y'all talk to each other. Good night, loves. Good night, Angelise. Hope to see you soon. Yes, I'm going to rest tonight. I'm tired today. Facebook Live. Y'all got it going on. Y'all are live. Grace and peace to you.